Today on General Hospital, Jason realizes Britt is in trouble with Sidwell. Josh calls in a favor from Brick, and Sidwell invites Ava back to Windermere. Jason shows up at the hospital to question Britt about how they left things yesterday. Britt calls Lucas over as a witness and then blows up at Jason, saying that if he ever cared about her, he should leave her alone. Britt storms off in tears across town. Ava drops off Avery's recital costume at Sunny's, and before she goes, Sunny warns her about Sidwell. She tells him that Sidwell is just a business contact, and she's heard the rumors about him, but she can handle herself. Jason shows up later to see Sunny, and Sunny asks if Britt has mentioned Sidwell to him. Jason says not recently, and she just dumped him over Carly. Jason tells his friend about their fight, and he suspects it was all a staged act. Britt is spooked. They theorize that Sidwell killed Dalton to keep Britt in line and coerce her to finish what Dalton started. At the Metro Court, Jordan runs into Brick, aka the ladies' man, who is meeting Carly. Brick is looking pimptastic. In his purple suit, Brick asks her out, only for Curtis to appear. Jordan introduces Curtis to Brick, who leaves them to enjoy their evening. However, he reminds Jordan she has his number if she ever needs him. Curtis and Jordan sit down, and Jordan confirms Curtis' suspicions that Brick works with Sunny and is a good man to have in your pocket. Curtis shifts the subject to Drew's stroke. Jordan feels sorry for the man Drew was, and Curtis has realized he can put his anger for Drew behind him, given he's no longer a threat to his family. Jordan asks about Portia, and Curtis informs her that she's still not ready to take the paternity test, and that all he can do is wait and not push her. Carly finds Sidwell sitting by himself and joins him. She points out that after holding her at gunpoint, she only lets him visit her establishment as it gives her something to hold over him, a favor. She brings up Lucas and Marco, and Sidwell flat out refuses to help her sabotage their relationship. Sidwell, however, will help her reconcile with Lucas, prompting her to ask what he has in mind. Sidwell says that first she needs to make nice with his son, and then she'll come to Windermere sometime soon. Carly then goes to meet Brick in the alcove, and he asks why she was talking to Sidwell just now. Carly tells him that Lucas is living there and seeing Marco, and she's concerned he'll get hurt. Carly also notes he owes her a favor, but Brick warns her that Sidwell doesn't do anything that's not in his own self-interest. Ava shows up to meet Sidwell and vents to him about just coming from Sunny's, and his name came up. She warns him that Sunny isn't a fan of his, and he doesn't like their association. Jens isn't surprised, but hopes their friendship can continue. She assures him that Sunny doesn't dictate who she associates with, and she values him as a client. He turns on the charm and is glad she doesn't scare off easily. Ava notes that Carly is likely lurking around here somewhere and has probably texted Sunny that she saw them together. Jen suggests going back to Windermere, which Ava loves, as it will give Sunny something to really be angry about. At Windermere, Cullum shows up as Marco called him. Marco informs him that his father has leverage against Sunny, but he fears leaving Sunny alive is a mistake. Sunny is likely plotting his retaliation, and his father thinks he's untouchable, even from Sunny. He tells Cullum, for the sake of their project, take Sunny out for good. After Cullum leaves, Marco calls Britt and orders her to come to Windermere. Back at the hospital, Britt speaks with Lucas and asks her to check in on one of her patients as she must leave early to help her mom before the storm hits. He asks what happened with Jason earlier and whether she's okay. Britt says she just had to end things with him before the inevitable, as she got hurt. Lucas understands, given his history with Brad. After Britt takes off for Windermere, Lucas finishes up and tells a nurse he is somewhere he has to be. Joss meets Jack on the pier and tells him she knows how to search Windermere without anyone knowing. She brings up her visit with Lucas the other day, and how her uncle wanted to search the catacombs. But Marco forbade it. Whatever they are working on, it's probably in the catacombs. Joss believes that with the major storm coming, Sidwell, Marco, and anyone on the island will wait it out on the mainland, allowing them to search the place. Jack admits it could work, but they don't have the proper team in place to do this, and he won't let Joss do it. Jack gets a text that Cullum is on his way, and he orders Joss to go and to stay away from Spoon Island. Cullum meets with Jack on the pier and orders him to find out what Sidwell is doing in Port Charles, and how Sonny factors into it. Joss eavesdrops as Jack insists to Cullum he's only seeing Carly to get intel out of her, which is how he knows Sonny isn't involved in anything Sidwell is going on, that to hate one another. Back at the Metro Court, Carly tells Brick that she's decided she knows what she has to do now, and it has nothing to do with Sidwell. Jack later arrives, and Brick takes off. Brick then gets a call he wasn't expecting as he makes his way out at the Metro Court. Curtis tells Jordan that while he respects Portia's decision to wait, if he is the father of this child, then it will have a profound effect on their future as Jack and Carly talk. She recalls overhearing him and Britt when she was hiding in his hotel bathroom, discussing Sidwell's secret lab on Spoon Island on the pier. Ava asks Sidwell if he's sure he wants unnecessary friction with Sonny by having her over to his place. Sidwell says he has a record of handling Sonny. Does anyone think a lot of people are about to get trapped on Spoon Island when the blizzard hits? At his place, Sonny and Jason agree that Britt is scared and trying to keep Jason out of danger. Jason must find out what Britt is working on, so he'll have to surveil her. Sonny warns Jason that Sidwell could also be keeping an eye on him at Windermere. After checking out the lab, Britt tells Marco that he's asking her to do something no one has done, and the lab they've put together is bare minimum and won't work. She tells him what she needs to finish this work and get this over with so she can be done with them. That's when Lucas appears and asks, "You want what over with?" Finally, Joss returns to her apartment, and Brick arrives having gotten a call. On the next General Hospital, Lucas warns Sidwell of the crazy he's invited into his home, and Anna asks Faison to show himself. Plus, get more spoilers for all the soaps for Tuesday, January 26th right here.